Here comes the seventh son, doo 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 doo. Here comes the seventh son, doo 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 doo. And I say, oh my, doo 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 doo. Sadie can sing and act, but she cannot save this project. Kelvin Harrison Jr. was a lot better in a film called Waves. Here comes the seventh son, doo 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 doo. Here comes the seventh son, doo 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 doo. And I say, let's get to the review of Odessa, which is a Disney Plus / Hulu original, written and directed by Jeremy Jasper, who's done music videos and films like Patty Cakes with a $ instead of the S. That's how you know it's creative, folks. That's how you know. That being said, check out his IMDb page for the full list of his work. We have Sadie Sink, who is in Stranger Things, a series I still need to catch up on, and she was also in one of the Fear Street trilogy. I think it was the second one. I forget. I know she's a redhead, and she's somebody that a lot of you troubled youths seem to like. Apparently, she actually has developed quite the career for herself. She was in The Whale, which I have not had a chance to see, but I heard Brendan Fraser had a career resurgence because of it. And also, yes, Kelvin Harrison Jr., who was in It Comes at Night as well as Waves, the latter of which was one of my favorite movies of the last decade. Though It Comes at Night actually was pretty good. Seriously, the halfway point of Waves, what a gut punch. Regina Hall is also in this, and Murray Bartlett. And this basically is a rock opera where it's in a post-apocalyptic future where there's a villain, kinda, sort of, named Plutonovich, who controls everybody with some plasma with a Z for maximum, I don't know, futuristicness. And people must either, support him or they are ostracized. There's also a place called Satellite City that has a Y in it. And, okay, besides the songs and Sadie Sink's undeniable charisma and Kelvin Harrison Jr. being quite talented, this film is a complete wash and a complete waste. And while I enjoy musicals, and I've enjoyed some musicals in the recent years, this film felt simultaneously busy, yet also nothing really goddamn happened. It felt incomplete. It also felt really, really rushed in parts and had a story that just didn't fully click. Sadie can sing. Kelvin did fine, but the song started to test my patience early on and unfortunately didn't get a whole lot better. And for a movie that I think was 100 minutes at the most, it felt like they could have cut almost 20 minutes, but then everything else would have felt really rushed. And the romance also feels forced. In fact, there was somebody on Letterboxd that said something to the effect of, why are a gay man and a lesbian in a relationship? And I don't know why that made me laugh. It just did. It was a funny review. Yeah, we see a little bit of Sadie Sink's Odessa in a film called Odessa. My God, she's named Odessa Galloway. Not to be confused with Drew Galloway because they are entirely different people. What is wrong with you? How would you confuse those two? Me or person that I just created in this scenario? So, her dad basically was a rambler and a gambler, and I guess he always will. He had a special guitar from a tree. He had this blind lady that basically told him that he's a rambler and he needs to spread his word like gospel. And, it's the future because the grass is purple and there's weird, oil slicked stuff that kills animals. And I don't know what this film is supposed to be, and I don't think the filmmakers did either. There's an undeniable bit of style to it, but that only carries the film so far. This film becomes quite annoying quite early on. It doesn't get any better. There's no sense of danger. Regina Hall's character is completely wasted, and she's a pretty good actress. And everything about this just feels like it's limping along to an eventual conclusion and a possible build to a sequel. How do they think that they're going to do Odessa 2 Electric What the Fuck's Going On Boogaloo? It's on Disney Plus and Hulu if you want to check it out. Also get the Max bundle. You'll save money. That being said, not a paid sponsorship. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. So basically, during Sadie's early bit as Odessa, we find out more about her relationship with her mother and the flashbacks with her dad. I did note that Sadie Sink can sing. Sadie Sing, as it were. And there's nothing more powerful in this world than love. Oh, more powerful in life than love, whatever. And the dad said, take care of this guitar. Just be your guitar and you must protect it with your damn life. She doesn't really do that because after her mother dies, she decides to burn the house down because I guess there's no way to live there, and she decides to go off on her own, leaving a llama behind. Great animal caring right there. I think the llama probably would have been able to act better, or at least have a better character. She ends up happening upon some people that treat her like family. This guy says that he knew her dad. And then the next morning, they steal her guitar because I guess they needed to make some money. They go to Satellite City. Her guitar's in a goddamn shop. She can't get it back. She meets Yuri, played by Kelvin Harrison Jr., who really tries his best here, but isn't really given much to do. They fall in love. It's a whirlwind romance, and it's fine, whatever. The whole gay side of his character, or at least androgynous side of his character, is kind of not played for laughs necessarily, but it just doesn't feel like, it feels like it's just window dressing, and they just wanted to make him a little bit flamboyant, but not actually lean into it. Yeah, there's this control device thing at this Wonder World. One, the number spelling out one, and der. Der would be an appropriate word to use for this. And Regina Hall's Dion character has these shock, brass knucks that look like brass knucks, so we'll call them brass knucks. Thank you, Wrestling Bios. That she uses to shock people. Like we see her shock one person that gets his face redone because you must submit to Plutonovich, and I just, again, I don't know. I don't know why this movie bothered me, but it just did. I didn't hate it, but it was just annoying me because there was potential here. Basically, Yuri ends up helping her, but ends up getting taken by Dion because he's supposed to be hers. She ends up gut punching her and taking Dion, or taking Yuri away. And then there's Plutonovich talking about this stuff from his island. Are you the one? If you're the one, I will grant you one wish. It's this like reality singing competition thing, like America's Got Talent, but with slightly less stakes. And fortunately, less Heidi Klum, because I can actually understand what the fuck everybody's saying here. Between her and Sofia Vergara, I think the closed caption people would be having several strokes trying to keep up with that. So, Odessa's upset. She shows a kid how to play a guitar. She had a little banjo that she made up and used a picture of her and her mother as the bass in there, I guess. And she finds out that Yuri actually skimmed some money off of his singing stuff at a club and bought her guitar back. So now she's all happy, but now she needs to find Yuri. Yuri's being suddenly controlled by this TV device thing. Are you following any of this? I don't know who I'm talking to. It's not like you guys can respond except in the comments, but god damn it. Then she gets in another fight with Dion. Could have easily beaten her, but decided to be stupid. But then Dion says, bite the bitch before the bitch bites you. And then she chops off a finger of hers. But because of the shock brass knucks, she gets those activated, but then somehow trips her because she has a trick knee that Yuri was massaging earlier, trying to hide Odessa from all this stuff. The more I think about it, the more I think I do hate this movie because it just doesn't really have anything good to say. And she ends up falling in the water, that is, Dion, so she shocks herself. So good job there. That's a great villain arc right there. So now she needs to go to this Wonder World Island, and rescue him. She gets in this competition, but before all this happens, this Plutonovich guy, who sings and doesn't sing, he sings okay. Sings with a girl named Priscilla that kind of looks like a knockoff version of the lead singer Republica, whatever her name is. Because I forgot. Sorry, I haven't brushed up on my British pop from the 90s. But he chops all her strings, except one. You should be able to play with just one string. None of those strings will hold me down. I feel like stringing myself up like David Carradine in Bangkok after this. But he's like, oh, the limelight, it's so, pressurizing. Oh, the pain of it all. Well, she sings just fine. She unites the people. And yes, she's selected as the one. But then Rael, I think was the name of the character from earlier that like had stood up to all this but got his face all clay-faced and whatever. He's her prize. Because it's all a trick, it's all a lie. But then she is like defeated, seemingly. But she puts something in her guitar to light it on fire. She hits Plutonovich in the gut or the groin or whatever. She has the thing lit on fire and goes to smash this giant eye control thing. Apparently, it's just right there on the stage. Somebody could have tripped trying to clean the goddamn stairs and would have knocked this thing over. Great setup there. And everybody's free to do what they want any old time. And she's with Yuri and that and the kid. And she showed to play in one scene that was shown in an earlier scene. That's was shown like 3 times. Maybe 4. I don't really care. Wasn't my week to watch her. She's playing, and then I guess music and love conquer all. I'm sorry. I don't know why this movie bothered me. But for something that was supposed to, be a lot of fun, it just wasn't. It was kind of a chore after a while. That being said, Sadie, Kelvin can sing. Also, oh yes, the guitar was actually carved from the burning tree that this blind lady happened to tell the dad about. Like, the tree was burning, and apparently Odessa is the 7th son, despite being a girl, but whatever, no gender issues here. In a long line of ramblers, and she's going to save the world. That's your story arc, folks. Yeah, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Replin. I'll see you soon.